I did the one thing that I advise you guys not to do. Hi there, my friends. So today I wanted to hop on over here and just have a little chat with you guys, check in with you, see how this first quarter of homeschooling is going this year, and just let you guys know how our first quarter of this homeschooling year is going, because it definitely, for us, at least for me, has been a whirlwind. It has just been like all over the place, very unsettling, and I'm going to be very honest and very transparent in this video and just share with you guys some of the struggles that we have had this first quarter, as well as some of the amazing things that have happened this quarter. So make sure to please let me know how your first quarter has been in the comments below, because I always love hearing from you. We began homeschooling at the end of August like we typically do. That went off pretty well, and then our son and his best friend were part of this cardboard regatta, which was this amazing activity that they both agreed that they wanted to do together. Is an annual event that happens here in Erie and is also a fundraiser. And part of what they have to do is build a boat out of cardboard and duct tape, and there's like a couple of things that they are allowed to use and things that they are not allowed to use. So a lot of, I would say a good 3 to 4 weeks, we spent some time devoted on building this project together, which was an amazing project to do. I think it was such a great experience for the boys to have. You know, they had to design their boat, they had to build their boat, they had to work on it collaboratively together, they had to agree on things, and if they disagreed on something, they had to come to an agreement. And it was such a beautiful process to see. And in the long run, when we went to do the race, our boys were actually the ones that won in their age level race. So that was so exciting to see them get that award, and they were just so over the moon, and they thought it was so worth it. You know, just giving them that experience to be in that competition and build something was really beautiful. But it took so much time. So much time and preparation went into the building of this boat. Oftentimes, whenever I would get home from work, you know, they would be working on this boat together, or even the weekends were now devoted to working on the boat, which was, again, an amazing engineering, wonderful STEM activity. But that kind of tossed things a little bit out of schedule. So when it came to the typical schedule that I had last year, where I would come home and we would work on reading, and then, you know, the usual schedule I had, that kind of went to the back burner for a little bit, because this took front and center stage till the competition that was in mid-September. And I'm glad for that. That was just amazing, and I 100% loved it and encouraged it. And if they want to do this again next year, go for it. And then after that event was over, there were other things that Sean and I became very busy with. So first it was Sean, and he was gone for the weekend for the men's camp, and that was really good, really awesome for them. Then a few weeks later, I was gone for the whole weekend, and I had an amazing time with my sisters in Christ. It was just such a good, wonderful event. And then when we came back from that, you know, there were some things related to work that I was busy with. And after that one event, I had a conference that I was so excited to go to. It was a work-related conference, but I'm a nerd when it comes to my position at work, and I love what I do. So this conference was a conference that I had been looking forward to going to since last year, and I was so blessed to have the opportunity to go. And it pretty much took a good portion of the week. I was gone pretty much almost the whole week at this conference, which was so awesome and so beneficial. But then again, I wasn't at home doing, what I would have normally. So those were some of the things that just kind of made our first quarter of homeschooling super busy. And then on top of that, it's the fall and it has been beautiful outside. So because things were so busy, I did pause the reading curriculum reading. And instead, I had my son read this book that he absolutely adored, and that was The Wild Robot. He absolutely devoured that book. He loved it so much. So the way that I made it to structure it to kind of like encourage him, I told him, there is a movie coming out of this book. When you're done reading this book, if I have to buy the movie for us to watch it here at home, I will buy it the moment you finish it. So he had seen some of the previews and he's like, ooh, I really want to watch that movie. I'm like, well, we have to finish reading the book first. So I read the Wild Robot book at the same time as he was reading it, but we were doing it more independently because my times when I had to read were times when he was sleeping. So I would just leave my sticky note where I would stop at, and it kind of encouraged him to read to catch up to the point that I was in. So when we were having dinner or whenever we were in the car driving to church or something, it would be a discussion. Did you make it to this part yet? What did you think that this happened? So it did have discussion points. And at the same time, we were both reading it. So I did finish the book a lot earlier than he did, which only motivated him a lot because I would come on and say, you're not going to believe what happens in this chapter. Like, I couldn't put it down. It was so intense. And he just really wanted to make it to that point so he could see, like, what is mom talking about? So it was a nice thing that him and I shared together. And it was something that we both could converse about, and just since my husband and my daughter had read the book, it was fun to see him sharing with everybody else like what was happening in this book and how excited he was to actually see the movie. That night that he finished reading the book, he came to me, he's like, Mom, I finished the book. And I told him to tell me a little bit about it. And then he said, remember you said that when I was done with the book, you would rent the movie. Can you rent it now? And I believe that was on a Monday night. And I was like, absolutely. I got on Amazon and I actually bought the movie. I didn't even rent it because it was going to be about the same price, $20-something. So I just bought the movie. I think it was like $30 for the movie. So I bought the movie and the whole family got together to watch it in our room here. And the fulfillment and the joy that I got from Noah's reactions to the movie, it was just so beautiful. Like, he was doing the things I do when I have read a book and I watched a movie. He was like, what? That is not how it happened. Or they changed this character. Or there was so much detail to that part. Something that Noah and I both agreed about, since there were so many differences in the book, was that instead of writing a traditional book report, we were going to do a compare and contrast analysis of the book and the movie. And he was all about that. We already, this past week, we already did our pre-writing where we jot down some of the differences, some of the similarities. And then this upcoming week, we're gonna work on writing that essay where he's going to talk about the similarities in both the book and the movie, the differences, and I told him I want him to share with me his thoughts. Which one did he think was better and why did he think it was better? And I told him, if you want rather do the book report, you can do that. And he was like, no, I want to do this, because he feels so passionate about it. So that right there was such a proud moment, a proud mom moment. So if you guys have not read The Wild Robot, the book, I recommend it, especially, like, I love the book, but if you have a reluctant reader, it's definitely an action-packed book that I think your kids would like. Now, something else that we started doing again this year that we hadn't done in the past 2 years was that our kids started going to Awana clubs again. And Awana is more, the way I would compare it to is more of like Christian or Bible-based Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. They have like a little uniform. They earn different badges based on learning Bible verses and reaching certain goals when it comes to outreach and stuff like that. It's something that Noah used to enjoy doing in the past, and we just hadn't done it for the past 2 years. This is our daughter's first year doing it, so she's so excited, and Noah gets to be a leader this year, which is really exciting for him. He chose that. They gave him the option if he wanted to continue with TNT or if he wanted to be a group leader and he wanted to be a leader, which makes me so proud of him because he is, taking a leadership role and really working on those leadership qualities. I was doing a lot of things. I was. But at the expense of the things that I really want to be doing here at home. So I had to push the brakes hard last week, and I had an event that I wanted to go that one of my friends was having, and I had to make the decision that, you know what, I can't go to that event this weekend. I just can't. I haven't been home for the past 8 weeks for a solid week. I've either been out of town, I've been at some sort of event, I've been doing all these things. I really need to get it all together here at home. So I stayed home, and on top of that, by the way, I had been sick. That previous week, I was so sick. So I was like, I need to give my body a rest. I need to give some attention here at home to my priorities. So I stayed home and I gave my body a rest, and I started getting things here at home back in order. So it's been a whole week now, and now we are here on this Sunday, and I am finally able to sit down and do a video, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't filmed a video since August. I got everything here at home situated, started with our routines again, which feels so accomplishing here at home, because if there was one thing that was nagging at me so much was like, we're behind in reading. We are, I'm not doing as much as I've been wanting to do. When it came to grading, I did the one thing that I advise you guys not to do. I let my grading get so backed up, guys, so backed up, that yesterday I sat down with my son's stuff and my daughter's stuff, and I felt so bad because, usually I grade things and they get to see immediate feedback from it. But again, my weekends were wacky. Weekends was when I typically would sit down and do my grading for them. That was part of my routine. So I was finally able to get caught up with all of the grading, and it took forever. It was so overwhelming. It was that feeling that I do not like. The truth is that we go through different seasons in life, and we go through seasons that are nice and slow, and then we go through other seasons that are very busy seasons. And is there anything wrong with that? No. It's the season that we are currently living in that is important for us to just maintain grounded and focused into what our priorities are. I've taken this past week to just regroup, get things all together, and now I feel I'm back to where I enjoy being. So now next up is going to be Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. It's such a beautiful time with my family. So I'm just looking forward to that nice Thanksgiving break, and I will be sharing some videos with you guys of some ideas for Thanksgiving recipes and stuff like that. So go ahead and let me know in the comments below, what is something that you guys feel this quarter has gone really well in your homeschool, and what is something that you would like to work on for the upcoming quarter. If you are interested in seeing other homeschooling videos, please make sure to go ahead and check out this homeschooling playlist. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.